So long, man. Have a good rest.
Fuck you! Help me! Taking maybe one step more. Going off to my left foot.
Every Thursday night, you ask the questions, DT gives you his answers. No holds barred.
It's Q&A with Don Tony. This is your chance to speak your mind and be heard about anything.
Q&A with Don Tony. And now, your host, Don Tony. Don Tony. Don Tony.
You know, it almost sounds like a Roddy Piper quote from They Live. I came to watch DT brush them teeth with WCW toothpaste. I ain't going to brush my teeth with this. I'll taste it. Maybe I'll rub it against my gums, but I'm not going to go full-blown brush my teeth. Do you think I want to reveal all my gingivitis and blood coming out of my mouth? It'll look like I ate, forget it. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing great today. I tell you, I honestly don't know what the hell we're going to do about this thing tonight. I really don't know, because I had such a horrible migraine headache today for about 7 hours. And I actually think I figured out why I had it. And I'm going to give a little piece of advice to everybody out there. Seriously. And I'm not joking right now. I'm dead serious. If you're ever on blood pressure medicine and you start losing weight, you get yourself in better shape, and no way am I saying I'm in great shape, but I have lost a little bit of weight. When I had the blood pressure medicine prescribed to me, I was about 80 pounds heavier. So, long story short, I have a doctor. She's pretty good. But she always insists that you go for blood work there every 3 months. And you know why? To make money. So usually when I get prescribed my sleep medicine, my blood pressure medicine, my cholesterol medicine, she usually prescribes a 3-month supply. Or she'll prescribe it 1 month at a time with a couple of refills. Looking at the chat. Shout out to all of you, by the way. I hope everybody's having a great day. So anyway, long story short, my 3-month refill for my cholesterol and blood pressure medicine was due about 10 days ago. So I use Walgreens. I go on the computer. I got no refills left. Put in a request. They're supposed to call my doctor. My doctor puts in another prescription. Sometimes if I'm due to go for a visit, she'll put in 1 month, and then I'll get a friendly call. Look, you need to come in and get new blood work done. Now, this is a doctor that when we get Christmas time, we give her like a beautiful gift basket. She's a friend of the family. And 10 days ago, I put in a Walgreens request, and Walgreens says, request denied. Okay. I leave a message on the voicemail of my doctor's, the prescription, press 3 for prescriptions. And I said, yeah, I need my Losartan. I need my Razovastin, whatever it's called. I'm out. I only have about a week's supply left. Please refill it. Now, if they would have said to me, look, you got to come in, get blood work done, but we'll call in another month, fine, no problem. I get a phone call, and they said, we cannot fill it again until you come in. Okay, when can I come in? When's your next appointment? Not for another 3 weeks. What the hell am I supposed to do with no medication for the next 2.5 of those 3 weeks? Can you call in a month's supply so at least I have it, and then I'll come in 3 weeks? No, you have to come in first. So you're actually telling me that I have to go off my medication. Give me an earlier appointment. We don't have it. I have to get doctor's approval to get the extra month called into the pharmacy. So you know what I told the woman? I said, you know what? Just cancel the appointment. I'm going to go off my cholesterol medicine. I'm going to go off my blood pressure medicine. Well, that's not a good idea. You got to talk to the doctor. It's not recommended. Fuck you. So 4 days ago, I went off my cholesterol medicine and I went off my blood pressure medicine. And for the last 2 days, I have slept horrendously bad. And I've been getting these little annoying headaches, and I thought it was sinus. Right now, it's pouring rain here. Not Ida level, but they're scared of big floods. There's a possibility my internet may go out tonight. And that's not trying to be dramatic. That's how strong the rains are coming down right now. But for the last couple of days, I've been sleeping like crap, getting these little annoying headaches. I thought it was sinus. I thought it was this. Anyway, the bottom line is I found a bottle of blood pressure medicine that I had from a year ago, and it was about like 2-3 weeks worth in there. So today I had a migraine that just would not go away. I took Tylenol every 4 hours, would not budge. And I'm not, like I get migraines, but not on this level. So I found the blood pressure medicine, and I said, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take the blood pressure medicine. Literally 40 minutes later, my headache was gone. Then I go do Google search, and they say, never, ever, ever quit cold turkey blood pressure medicine. That you could have some major, major side effects. So the bottom line is, if you are ever on blood pressure medicine, cholesterol is a little different. But if you're on blood pressure medicine, even if you're, and believe me, I have a blood pressure monitor in my house. For the last 4 days, my blood pressure has been about 122 over 77. It's good. And apparently it's still very dangerous. So now I got to suck it up. I got to call the doctor tomorrow, give me the appointment, and it is what it is. So having a migraine for the last 6-7 hours, no joke. I thought about tonight's show, and I'm like, oh, my God, I got to blow this thing up. It doesn't even look like Goldberg, even though it says this is Goldberg. No, it's not. You look like a goof. I can't wait to beat you up. Electronic talking, battling bot bag. That is from 1997 or 1998. You could tell by the WCW logo on the bottom. This was before they started changing some of the logos. But, yeah. We'll see how we feel. Now, it does take 3 AA batteries. It's sealed in the box. It's never been opened. So tonight, we will at least open it up. I will take it out, and I'll see if I can blow it up. If I start, audio-only friends out there are going to love this. But if I start doing it, and then, like Beavis and Butthead, remember when Beavis would get, like, the stars over his head? If I start getting really lightheaded, then we may have to just hold off until Saturday. Then I'll get a little pump from Amazon. I'll ship it overnight delivery. We'll pump that shit up. We'll blow it up, beat it up, and then we'll blow it up. Seriously. So anyway, we'll take calls in a couple of moments. I definitely want today's episode to be quicker, right to the point. Because Saturday I'll be here again. Saturday we will, thank you. Thank you, seriously, to everybody who shouted me out late last night, this morning, this afternoon, and even in the chat room moments ago. I did get a bunch of DMs late last night telling me, no, DT. They actually taped Rampage last night. Believe me when I tell you, a boatload of friends of mine that went to Arthur Ashe last night had no idea that they were taping Rampage. In fact, I have 3 particular friends who were doing podcasts last night, and they had scheduled their podcast for like 10:30 in the evening because they figured, okay, they'll leave Arthur Ashe, they'll head home, go right on the computer and do they had no idea that they were going to be there until around midnight. And I'm not going to give away spoilers, but I will say one thing. for anybody that remembers the original announcement that AEW was coming to Queens, New York, you might remember there was one person that I said, before this guy retires, I want to see at least once this guy in an AEW ring. And I said, I hope that he is there for Grand Slam. I think you can figure out who I'm talking about. So I was pleasantly surprised to check out the spoilers and find out your wish has been granted. Now, trust me, Tony Khan is not listening to yours truly and taking advice. Absolutely not. But I think people will really enjoy Rampage Friday. Now we'll talk about the rating from yesterday. Whoa! I love you, Bryan Alvarez. That fucking massacre comment last week. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Get some pom-poms. Give me an A. Give me an E. Give me an O. Look, I'm probably revealing too much right now on this show. All right. But, you know, I'm not the best dressed. I'm not the most in shape. I don't follow keto diet perfectly. I eat only keto stuff, but there's a lot of chocolate in my diet, even though you're only supposed to have it on, you know, special occasions. Every day is a special occasion for DT. But my hygiene sometimes is not perfect. You know, sometimes it happens, you know. So I'm not one to talk. But I got to tell you all, a lot of you who live in my neck of the woods that went to AEW yesterday, including a few ladies, and they might even be in the chat room tonight, some familiar names. I can't tell you how many DMs and emails I got from friends who went yesterday and people who support the show that said something very similar. Not every single person said it, but I would say probably about 3/4 of you said it. So I decided tonight, besides doing the live unboxing of this, besides doing the unboxing and taste of this toothpaste, we got to do another unboxing tonight. Sorry, all of you only. Give me 5 more seconds. For the male folk out there that were so excited to go to AEW yesterday that they scraped and they scrounged and got all their pennies together so they could buy tickets to hopefully a CM Punk ice cream bar, which I don't think was on sale, and maybe the Train t-shirt, which actually looks pretty cool. I want one. Somehow they had to make a decision for a lot of them out there. Do I buy a shirt or a hot dog or maybe a commemorative blah, 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 blah? Or do I buy deodorant? Live unboxing, everybody, tonight. If you go to a wrestling event, especially in the summertime, especially that you're going to be around a lot of people, you must have deodorant. Look, we're going to live unbox this tonight. For the men out there, I can't tell you how many people told me, I mean, there was more funk there yesterday than like an R&B concert from 1982 or the Double Cross Rants. There was so much funk. People were telling me they smelled armpits, they smelled sweaty balls. I know what sweaty balls smells like because I've been in like gyms before. I mean, you know, once you smell it, it never leaves you. But my God, if you're going to an event, I don't care where you're sitting. You know, look, use this degree. It's 72 hours. If you forget to spray it on time, all you got to do is just take it. Look, 2 seconds. That's it. And it smells like baby powder. How do all these people go to this goddamn, it wasn't 95 degrees. It was like 74, 73. with a nice brisk in the air. Oh my God, have a breath mint. If you're not into straight up deodorant, use body spray, cool water. Cool water. You just look everywhere. And you know what? You got cologne. This is Bulgari Man. You smell nice, but for some of you special people out there, you must pick up some of these. What is this? These are called booty wipes. Booty wipes. The unboxing, everybody. You put them in your pocket. Said booty wipes. You open it up. You take it out. It's a cloth. If you got sweaty balls, especially if you're wearing shorts, go in the bathroom, rub it against your butt. You can even use it on your underarms. It smells like lemons. It smells like lemons. Would you rather have strangers who are think about it. You're at the event and you're sitting next to strangers and the strangers are doing this. They're not taking selfies of each other to record the memorable event. They're actually videotaping themselves with you in the background so they could post it on social media and say, do you see this freak behind me? His balls smelled like cottage cheese sitting out in the sun for 9 days. So no, they were recording the guilty culprits. Shit. I used to go to the ECW arena in the 90s. No joke. The ECW arena. Hell, I went to the ECW arena when I was working for XPW. And that place would get 120 degrees. And everybody was crammed up. It's like sticking 2 pounds of smelly bologna in a 1 pound bag. But I will tell you, in all of the years going to the ECW arena, I mean, you would smell a little bit of sweat, but not on the level of funk. I mean, unless maybe funk is the new mid word, like everybody says funk. But what people would describe it to me yesterday, it's like it's like you were in a horse's barn. I mean, have a little bit of pride. I mean, even if you're not sure, is that me? Is that me? Get these. They have booty wipes, armpit wipes, crotch wipes. You keep a couple in your bag. Hey, I got to go potty. Go take a leak. Rip a couple of open. Wipe it down and you come back. Holy shit. What's wrong with some of these people? And again, I haven't looked at the chat room in the last 2 minutes, but props for anyone out there that actually had the wherewithal to say, when does Don Tony have booty wipes? You never know. I use them for my armpits. I'm not going to lie. Keto, for some reason, when you're on keto, there's something called keto breath and keto sweat. And if you think I'm kidding, you go on Google and search it. You get this weird breath scent. And it's like, I'm dating someone. I'm engaged. You think I want to have her say to me, what do you smell like a horse for? It's not funny. It's not funny. What's wrong with these people? Deodorant. Shit. Holy cow. I was going to put I have like 10 different cans of like body spray and stuff. I was going to put them all in the background. But I don't want to lose viewers. I don't want some people that are tuning in right now and they're like, fuck you, DT. I was there yesterday. Fuck you. I'm not singling anybody out there. Not even you, Raphael. Raphael, I heard you smelled like rotten curry in the desert. Like somebody who had a curry stand and suddenly died and they didn't find him or the stand for like 2 weeks in Arizona. Somebody said you smelled like rotten curry. Yeah, look, again, I'm revealing too much. My hygiene is not absolutely perfect, but Jesus, I mean, how do these people leave the house yesterday? I mean, unless they're like, Ma, close the barn door on my way out. God. All right. Last night, we did a ratings contest. We were giving away a Bryan Danielson AEW shirt See, no tongue twister today because I separated Danielson and Shirt. And the winner gets, besides the Danielson AEW shirt, they also get the CM Punk AEW shirt. Your choice, any shirt from either one, any size also. Hopefully no one out there is a 7X because Pro Wrestling Tees charges like $9 more because it's, bigger. And you get a CM Punk ice cream wrapper on top of it. So the contest was simple. Be the closest to predict the AEW rating from yesterday. And I don't know, look, you don't have to be present tonight to claim your prize. I tried doing that, but I thought about it a couple of weeks ago. I said, you know what? Not everybody wants to stay up extremely late. Hell, I don't want to do it a lot of times. So I kind of feel bad for doing a contest and then somebody, thinks that they have to stay up till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning just to claim it if they randomly get picked. So last night, AEW's rating was 1,273,000. Oh, Bryan Alvarez. It could be a massacre. You see that cutie little word, could? That gives me room to talk like an idiot. I like Bryan Alvarez. I'm still a subscriber of the newsletter, been for a long time. I'm a supporter of Dave Meltzer. He does get some things wrong, no question, but he gets things right as well. And, he is both of them are huge AEW supporters. Fine. I accept that. Again, I say it 1,000 times. Nobody forces anybody to pay attention to Meltzer or Alvarez or anyone else. You don't like them? Don't pay attention to them. But I'll give you my comment on the rating in a moment. But last night's contest, I got to give congratulations. Some of you out there like, man, this guy's a pain in the goddamn ass whenever he's in the chat room, but he deserves it, man. He deserves it. Like, Goldberg, get out of here. Benjamin, 0119, Benjamin 119. He predicted 1,275,000 viewers. If you look on the right, I typed the word winner. Benjamin won. I finally get that motherfucker's address. Oh, one day, Benjamin. You're gonna get some booty wipes mailed to your house. No, I'm only kidding. Benjamin's good people. Congratulations, Benjamin. He got within 2,000 viewers. I don't know if anyone else out there predicted that close, but he was the first one to do so. So, Benjamin, props to you. Do I have a crowd applause? I do. I don't have them labeled. So sometimes, I screw up and I'll press the wrong button. I felt bad. We were giving our condolences to someone a couple of weeks ago, and I think I pressed, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, my condolences on the death of your family. I felt bad, man. So Benjamin, oh, is he live? No, he's not. So Benjamin, you hear this. I mean, I think I'll give you a week to claim your prize. Just reach out to me and you know how to do so. So congrats. For my channel members, we're going to do a predictions contest for Extreme Rules. I will post the thread in the community section on Saturday. So you'll have about 24 hours to post your entry. All you got to do is predict the matches. Now, programming note, I will be here Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, like we've done the last couple of weeks. We will talk about Rampage. We will do predictions for Extreme Rules. We'll cover any news that transpires. Hell, I don't think we'll have the Rampage rating yet, but we'll have enough to talk about. So join me Saturday night at 8 if you would like. Oh, Benjamin is in the chat. Congrats, Ben. Good prediction. Now, their rating only went up, 6% from the week before? What was it the week before? Like 1,175,000 viewers? People need to stop. They need to stop with this, look, when you like something, some people, oh, it's the greatest ever. It's epic. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. But man, some people out there are setting way too high of standards for AEW and other promotions out there. NXT is developmental again. It's developmental. So when half the people you see on TV, you have no interest in, they suck, they're this, oh, they're changing Joe Gacy. They removed all these things. Yeah, because they're experimenting right now. There's too many people that insist that everything has to be main event, that everything has to be the elite. Thank God WWE has the experience and in some cases thick-headed people that will avoid the noise. But AEW, man, I take credit for this. I will take credit for this. I said it 2 months ago that I think what a lot of people are making the mistake of is thinking that there was this big, group of fans out there that were big CM Punk fans and Bryan Danielson fans, but not watching AEW and not watching WWE or this and that. I said, I always believed. I have no scientific proof, but now it seems to back up what I've been saying. I always believed that a majority of AEW fans were already CM Punk fans because AEW is supposed to be the cool alternative to WWE, like anti-WWE, anti. A lot, not everybody feels that way, but that's the overall perception. So who better of a poster child as CM Punk? So a majority of AEW fans were already CM Punk fans. When you see the video game type matches with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and everybody kicking out of everything, somebody could fall from the top of the Arthur Ashe Stadium, seriously, could fall straight down, splat like a bad cartoon, and he'll kick out at one. I mean, seriously. And a lot of people with AEW like more of the quality of matches. Becky Lynch said something today that I agree with 1,000%. And no, she didn't say, there's this guy out there, Don Tony, does great shows. No. Becky Lynch said that a lot of fans out there prefer the storytelling over a match quality. Perfect. Not everybody. But what have we been saying all along? A lot of people like soap operas. A lot of people like big builds to storylines. People like a story being told and going to a peak. Remember my analogy. WWE is like you getting your paycheck and you put a little in the bank and you put a little here and you put a little aside. You put this, you try to build for a bunch of months. AEW, you get your paycheck, you want to blow it in 1 hour. That's it. Happy hour. That's it. By Saturday morning, where'd my money go? It's all gone. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's your style. But sorry, Tony Khan. Sorry. He may be boss to a lot of people and he may be God to a lot of people and he may be the coolest cat in the room. And I praise Tony Khan for really, really, really going out of his way to give AEW fans what they want. Not knocking him at all. But even Tony Khan got that wrong. Oh, we hope to attract that fan base that is no longer into wrestling. Yeah, you got to give them time, maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. I mean, people are already evaluating AEW like, wow, they only got 1,273,000. I mean, my God, last week was almost 1.2 million. They gained virtually nobody. And then you had the opposite where people are saying, oh, next week could be a massacre. Next week, I could be dead. Next week, I might get laid. Next week, I could possibly hit the lottery. Next week, I might lose weight. Next week, I might gain weight. Next week, I might get run over by a car. Next week, I might slip and fall. Next week, I might get sick. I mean, could. That is the pussy way out of saying shit. You try, if you're going to write the gutsy comment, don't put little cute words to try to back out of it. Well, I said could. Well, I said could. Massacre. And then the best. I swear to God, I'm not kidding you. Raw beat AEW in a demo by 1 point. So instead of people just lightening up and say, man, it was a great fucking show, period. What they got to say? Well, Survivor last night, everybody knew that it was going to take a dent of the AEW ratings. And there was a lot of season premieres of shows yesterday, and that's why the ratings were not as strong. Fuck you. Just be a wrestling fan. Stop with this over-the-top crap. AEW did 1,273,000 viewers yesterday. That is excellent. I brought this up yesterday. I was a diehard ECW fan from 1993 until it closed in 2001. And for the last year of ECW's existence, I had the privilege of working behind the scenes with them, just pushing tickets. I don't want to overhype it. I didn't do creative and anything like that. I just pushed tickets through my hotline. And I made some friends along the way, which was awesome. And I got a lot of special memories that, no one could ever take from me. But even with ECW, still to this day, my favorite promotion of all time, the most fun I had experiencing wrestling, the biggest attendance they ever had at a show was around 6,000 fans. AEW yesterday in New York tripled the largest audience that ECW ever had. I mean, that says a lot. So even though, look, this is what people need to understand about the ratings yesterday. If last night's show was not on TV and it was just an AEW house show, drawing 20,000 fans, my God, that is huge. It is huge. So people need to take a step back. I know it's a big conversation piece. I know it attracts attention. Oh, look, this is the rating. What do you think about it? Everybody wants to use something for a conversation. I totally get it. But people need to let AEW grow organically, and I think AEW has got to be really careful about making the mistakes that WCW did. You got to build to pay-per-views. You have to, as much as you want to throw, fantasy matches on free TV every other week or every 2 or 3 weeks. Every 2 or 3 weeks, those fantasy matches should be headlining a pay-per-view. So you start blowing through these matches, Full Gear. Okay, you may have Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega at Full Gear. All right. What about everybody else on that roster that should have been a number one contender? Remember when I joked 2 weeks ago and I said, you see everybody in the top 5 for the heavyweight division? None of them are going to get title shots anytime soon. None of them. Zero. None of them. So you look at the rating system. Now, here's the challenge. Ruby Soho. I am a fan of Ruby Soho. I was never a big fan of Ruby. But when she was let go, see, you got to understand something. I watched a little bit of her work before she ever signed with WWE, and I thought she was good. But there was nothing there that made me say, oh, my God, mega unbelievable main eventer star in the making. Chris L. Hey, Chris L. Welcome to the family, my friend. By the way, I got to keep reminding myself to do this early on in the show. Shout out to the family. I know for a little while they were the commanders of the Donzilla Army, but everybody out there prefers the family. Big shout out to our elite channel members. And look, if you want to be a channel member, I don't do it as a money grab. You could sign up, I think, $1.99. You could take part in the contest Saturday. I screwed up a couple of days ago and forgot to put the Q&A on there for everyone. So I will definitely put that up there tomorrow with some extra footage. And I might even put a little that indie wrestle crap stuff. Somebody wanted to see like a ticket seller battle royal. So I'm not going to force anyone to become a member. I promised you all next week I was going to play that video, and I still will. But if you can't wait until next Thursday, then, I'll put it up this weekend for the channel members. So, that's a very good question, C-Med. Why no CM Punk picture behind me? Honestly, legit reason, I haven't changed my background in quite some time. I added the Daphne license plate at a tribute to Daphne. Still can't believe it. I was rewatching the other day that video when her and I managed Norman Smiley, which led to me hitting the ring and having 2 minutes of horrendous wrestling on my part against Louis. And just thinking of the friendship that I had with her since 2001. I mean, and to think that she got that low, and it bothers me. And let me tell you something, everyone. I haven't brought it up since. But you remember that little video clip of 10:49 p.m. that night? Remember the thing that came flying down? Well, the reports, the police reports came in. And, I don't want to jump the gun. I want to wait for toxicology and if they don't make it public, then I don't make it public. But a lot of people are saying, like, DT, man, the approximate time that she perished is within a couple of minutes, if not at that time. And there's a lot of people that believe in, in spirits. And that was just one of the creepiest things. And for people that didn't see that night, that was the Wednesday night that we were just worried and wondering, if somebody was going to get to Shannon, if she's going to be all right. And at 10:49 p.m. in the middle of talking about that, this big ceiling, like a tile I had glued to my ceiling to absorb like noise a little bit, just came tumbling down. And that tile was spray glued, and no other tile has ever fallen down, period. And it fell down at 10:49 p.m. And the reports are that was right around the time that she passed. So, at the time, I was like, oh, that's creepy. But then after, somebody emailed me like, DT, man, that might be something like supernatural. So seriously, I don't know. But I just am happy that she's out of pain. Suicide should never be the answer, period. But, I can only imagine what she was going through, even with the head trauma. Just imagine an alarm clock going off in the morning, that loud buzzing sound, and put it against your ear, and that's it, and it never goes off, or it comes and it goes, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's just, and there's a lot of other things as well too. But as far as the CM Punk stuff, I haven't changed my backdrop at all. Now, honestly, Minoru Suzuki, now he's going to, after Friday, I don't think he's going to do any more AEW. That Forbidden Door, you notice how the Forbidden Door is always kicked down when a wrestler just happens to also wrestle for GCW and wrestle for 5 other promotions. Forbidden Door my ass. Forbidden Door my ass. Seriously. It's cool, though. It's cool to see people show up. When NWA TNA first came around in 2002, and they were bringing in a lot of surprises. And one of the biggest gripes, anybody that remembers my hotlines back then, one of the biggest gripes was wrestlers would show up, they'd be there for a very short period of time, and then they'd be gone. I don't remember anybody at that time saying, oh, they're kicking down the Forbidden Door. No, they were just bringing people in to try to get people to watch their show, period. So I'll probably replace the Minoru Suzuki picture with CM Punk. So, but it's not any personal, angst against CM Punk at all. No. So that should happen probably next week. I have a stack of pictures. I have some good artwork as well. I don't think I have any artwork of CM Punk though. So I got to contact my friends who are artists and see if they have anything really good with CM Punk. I'm sure they do, and I'll probably put that up. So I had Sting up here for a while too. I could put Sting up there. I think, you know what, maybe we have to remove Rhea Ripley from there. Nothing against Rhea Ripley. Plus Mike Tyson, he don't wear boxing gloves anymore. I know he had that one match, but, so yeah, we'll make some changes. We'll make some changes. So the rating yesterday, it's an excellent rating for AEW. But the challenge with AEW is to give us a couple of weeks of Dynamite where it doesn't feel like you're trying to create a pay-per-view atmosphere, because you will burn out so quickly. I mean, that was one thing during the Monday Night Wars. Nitro started giving us big-time matches that, you would think many times it should be saved for pay-per-view. Obviously, the most infamous one, Goldberg versus Hollywood Hogan in Atlanta. But they burned through too many matches. And, you look at their roster. I mean, what happens? You burn through some of these people. What happens in the process to the up-and-comers that you've been trying to build? Hangman Page is going to be coming back very, very soon. What do you do? What do you do? Moxley, I mean, it's fun to see him go out there with Kingston and everything else, but Moxley feels like a special attraction. Doesn't feel like he's getting gold anytime soon. Andrade, Pac, what's Pac doing? So are there visa issues still? Is Pac stuck in somebody's basement and they forgot to unlock the door? You start really dissecting some of this. This is what happens, when you hotshot things so much and you start just bringing people in. The forbidden door is going to turn into the rotating door, the revolving door. I think that might even be a better term. And I'm not knocking AEW as a wrestling fan. Yeah, give me main events every week. But what happens 6 months from now when so many of the matches you did have already been blown through? Thunder Rosa, everybody is like, why is Thunder Rosa regulated to beating up, some indie people almost every week? And she's not in any major storyline. Now what's going to happen? Thunder Rosa is just going to suddenly feel like, I feel like going out there and confronting Britt Baker. With no build, no nothing. Just she shows up and confronts someone. Oh, feud. And then what happens to the rest of the roster? Look at the AEW women's division. You don't think they have some problems? Big problems? And then we hear that they might create a second women's championship. Bray Wyatt next week? Could happen. I just think, and this may sound cold, I just think that if Tony Khan is going to, and look, some wrestlers that were released from WWE, today was their Freedom Day. Ariya Daivari posted today that today was his Freedom Day. So you look at some of the releases from a couple of months ago, today was their Freedom Day. So you might see one or two people pop up on AEW, maybe even more, that WWE have released. Tony Khan has avoided it and used COVID as the excuse. Tony Khan cannot avoid it much longer. Tony Khan is going to have to make that painstaking decision to tell a bunch of people, look, we're not using you. If you want to still be part of the roster, that's fine, but we can only pay you per appearance. So this, and that. And he's going to have to do that. You can only blame COVID for so long. And Tony Khan, very kind man for doing what he did. No question. That's something you don't normally see in business because it's not smart business. But sooner or later, Tony Khan is going to have a bunch of people released. And, you're going to see that selective outrage again. When WWE does it, it's messed up, it's evil, is this and that. When Tony Khan does it, well, he's not a billionaire, like a billionaire company, like his family's billionaires. But I mean, like AEW is not worth $1 billion. Oh no, he's got to cut type shit. That's smart business for somebody that's not a publicly traded company and this and that. Oh no, we do not want more content added. Oh. I'm kind of mad that I didn't do this right at the beginning of the show. Check this out, everybody. She said yes, not to me, but to Karrion Kross. If you are a fan of Karrion Kross or Scarlett or both, go on their social media sometime today or in the very near future and wish them a congratulations. They are engaged. Congrats to the couple. Let's just hope they didn't choose September 3rd, 2022 as their wedding day. Do not out. Nah, I'm only kidding. That's my wedding day. So props, man. I mean, very, very cool. Very, very cool. I am extremely happy for both of them. They've been a couple for a while now. Some people thought they were already married. But, yeah, he popped the question and she said yes. And I can't tell you how many of you out there that have said, DT, when are you going to bring Karrion Kross on? Anybody that's newer to my stuff, I don't do interviews. I don't. And that became a running, I don't want to say joke, but, you know, when I started bringing my hotline reports to the net back in 2001 and 2002, and it got really popular, the one thing that I always thought was freaking cool was that, and look, I'm not an asshole 24/7, 365. I can say it. What was really cool back then was that when you saw like In Your Head and a lot of these other shows out there, Jackie Jones, and every week they have like big name guests on their show. Diamond Dallas Page at the time, Bischoff, Austin, others, all these giant names. And they would draw big numbers. And then when we started getting big numbers, when the Blackheart Sports Entertainment Hotline went online, you know, one thing that we thought was really cool was that Matt Zombie, Brian Damage. Oh, cool. Roger Rubio, happy anniversary. I don't think that pops up. Maybe it does. Let me see if it does. 8 month. We're doing channel memberships for 8 months already. Oh, man. Happy anniversary, my friend. That's cool. I never saw it pop up like that before. So it just showed up in the chat. Props. But back then, when our numbers started getting really, really big, the one thing I always took pride of is people are tuning in to hear us. We're not advertising guests. We're not advertising other people. So you always knew that whoever was tuning in, they knew what they were getting. When I did solo reports, not Solo Monster, but solo, just me, it was cool to see the numbers that came in because everybody that tuned in knew that they were getting me and nobody else. When I did shows with the Minority Report, when I did TKC and others, it was cool to see that everybody was tuning in to check us out, not visually, but, you know, audio. And, you know, that was something awesome. So after many years of getting that type of exposure and we don't have guests, like I always joked around and said, I'm never bringing guests on because the idea is that, you know, the fact that the numbers are this high and we don't have guests is a pretty big deal. Now, sure, Conan was a special circumstance and we had that girl on that time, the adult movie star that was a big fan of the show. That wasn't even an interview. That was just a little chat because she used to, Trina Michaels, I think her name was. But that was it. But a lot of you have been saying to me, DT, when are you going to bring Karrion Kross on for a few minutes? I mean, honestly, if I asked him, as long as WWE cleared it, I'm not saying this, but I'm just saying this, he would come on. He would come on. Maybe I will. Maybe I will break my 24-year streak and bring him on. But, you know, that's just awesome, man. I am very happy for both of them. Congratulations. And that's cool. That's cool. Very, very cool to see that earlier today. You know, I wanted to say this also. Then we'll take some calls. Ray Guns. Yes, everybody, like it up. Like it up. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for that. See this picture? It's Bryan Danielson from yesterday. See that smile on his face? Now, we've seen that smile hundreds of times over the years. He thanked everybody online today for such a special night yesterday. And the reason why I chose to put that picture up today, it's not to try to be PC or, you know me. I don't write, oh, everything's epic, amazing. I'm crying right now. I'm literally shaking. And I'm not over dramatic like that. But I hope people really look at that picture and take a step back sometimes and think about it, that yes, you could be a rabid fan for one promotion and you could dislike other promotions out there as well. But when you are loud and proud, as I always say, like they were yesterday, and everybody was engaged without the rage, it makes it more fun and enjoyable for the wrestlers who are performing for all of us. And Bryan Danielson said today that, when you're having fun, this is not work. When you are having fun in a time of your life, work does not feel like work. And I'm telling you, if you have fun and without having to throw daggers at a promotion you dislike, if you are rabid AEW and you dislike WWE, if you just enjoy it and be loud and have fun, that rubs off on the wrestlers. That was one thing, and I don't want to keep going back to the ECW reference, but the one thing about ECW that I always remembered back in the day, and it always stuck with me, even with doing shows, as ridiculous as it sounds, even with doing shows. And this is why I give props to a lot of podcasters out there that sometimes only get 5 people that tune in. ECW, whether you had 1,500 rabid fans losing their shit in the ECW arena, or if you only had 50, they worked their ass off and they put out 110%. It didn't matter how big or how small the crowds were. And a lot of wrestlers have said that over the years. And fans pick up on that. And when you see people giving their all, and it's not always in front of a big crowd, that just shows you how much they truly care about their fans and about what they like to do, even if they're heels. So, I'm telling you, being more positive and enjoying yourself and without having to throw daggers at the alternative, I think it just makes the wrestlers, their job a lot easier, and it makes it a lot more fun. I mean, just think about this for a minute. NXT up until 2-3 months ago. Think about this. You see all of the news outlets and podcasters, because they're the loudest in the room. No question. They're the loudest ones in the room. When you see them all making all these conspiracy theories, let's go one step further. Mia Yim and Keith Lee. Imagine how excited they were to be involved in wrestling when social media, a lot, were insisting. The real reason why Keith Lee was pulled from Elimination Chamber and Mia Yim gave him COVID and did this and this, and it's all wrong. And they say, please respect our privacy when we go through this. And people just ignore it and you think they enjoyed going to work every day? You think they enjoyed it as much as they should have? So believe it when I tell you, I know a lot of these wrestlers get paid extremely well, better than any of us combined. And they have it in a lot of ways easier than we do. I always say at the end of the day, we all bleed the same. Our feelings do get hurt. Your feelings get hurt. I see the Lana. See, that's the thing that really angered me about the Lana stuff. When Lana did that video, the WWE 24, that little documentary they did with her, and she was really crying, hysterically of, how she was being treated online. All right, look, you don't have to like her because she was crying. In fact, if you're not a fan of CJ Perry, you should not be a fan of hers just because she's crying. But when I saw the audacity of some people who have a following saying, well, she's just acting, and she's just faking it. I mean, seriously, no wonder why a lot of people out there don't enjoy their shit as much as they do, And I think that's why some people out there will single out one dumb tweet by someone. It's almost like that person's going to be the sacrificial lamb for all of the other assholes out there. Because I've always said it before. Why do these wrestlers find like someone that only has 10 followers and then they all gang up on an absolutely dumb comment that the person says? And now I think about it, and I think that's done is to like send the signal to everyone else that does that stuff like, you could be next. You could be next. So I'm telling you, see that guy smile the way he did. Yes, of course, Kenny Omega was not going to smile. He's a heel, but trust me, inside, Kenny Omega one day will do an interview and talk about how unbelievable last night was. So their rating yesterday was excellent. Just some people insist that AEW has got to stomp a mud hole in WWE, and that's not happening. And WWE is not stomping a mud hole in AEW either. Do what we used to do in the Monday Night Wars. Just enjoy how great wrestling is right now. Eric Bischoff said something today that was pretty damn cool. Eric Bischoff says the way he knows Vince McMahon is enjoying himself the most when he has competition, when someone is trying to breathe up his back. Now, I'm not saying AEW is that level yet, but last night, in a very perverse way, Vince McMahon probably loved it. Okay, you want to play? Now we play. Who benefits from it? We benefit from it because now we get better matches. The wrestlers benefit from it because now they will get opportunity that maybe it was being just drawn out because there's no competition. Oh, there's no reason to hotshot this. There's no reason to rush this. There's no reason to put this big title change on here. We could do that a month from now. There's nobody breathing down our backs. We could take our time, and when we really feel there's a time, then we'll do the surprise. No. Everybody benefits from it. When a wrestler is being misused, now you have options, bigger options, not just Impact and make chump change or go to the indies and having to job out to Mike Hicks from Hicksville, and I don't know if there's a such name, but anyway. So, with that said, should we take some calls now? Should we unbox this Goldberg thing? Should we open it up? It's never been opened before. I don't know. I mean, this is from 1998, and they actually came out with some WWF versions of it also. So I'm going to look into it and see if I get a WWF one. But, somebody sent me this. It's sealed in a box. It's never been opened. And it is an electronic talking battle bop bag. You have to blow it up, and then you have to put batteries in it. And if you look at the back of the box, it talks. So when you punch it, it says those phrases. So first of all, that doesn't even look like Goldberg. And what a lot of people wanted us to do is to maybe blow this thing up. I'll punch it a couple of times. We'll hear if it even sounds like Goldberg. I don't even know if it's going to work, but it is sealed. It's brand new, so I'm sure it's going to work. So we'll blow it up. We'll beat it up, and then we will blow it up. I will take a screwdriver and I'll just pop the head like a pimple. So I'm not looking to like put this on eBay as like a collectible. So it's sealed in the box. Let's open it up. Let's check it out. I know, blow it hard. Like I said, I had a migraine earlier. So if this thing is really, really difficult to blow up, we may have to to be continued until Saturday. I'll blow the shit up tomorrow, and then Saturday we'll have it already inflated, and then we'll do what we got to do. So, look, we're not really trying. We're not hurting Goldberg's feelings. What is Gage gonna cry? Daddy, somebody is blowing you up and beating you up and blowing you up. That's it, sealed in the box. It's a little heavy. I should have maybe taken it out before to show you like what's inside here. But let's open the plastic. I know, don't blow it. Remember, what was it, Otter? Was it that the thing's name from Airplane, Otter? That's all I need is to take this out of the bag, and the area where you blow is by the penis. No offense, I'm just saying. All right, so inside this bag, we got this paper. Oh, okay, it's the back area. I looked at the top, and I'm like, holy shit, it is by the penis area. It's almost by the butthole. So that's the instructions. So you blow it up, and there's a battery pack. I think it's the air valve. No, you know what? It might actually be by I don't know. Is that the front or the back? This is the sound thing. Oh, you got to open it with a screwdriver? I got screwdrivers here, but that's the sound thing. So I'm assuming that this is like a sensor. I mean, remember, this is 1998, so the technology is much different. So I guess what you do is when you blow this up, there's like a pocket. You put this in a pocket and then you beat it up. So, yeah, people want to see me put my lips to Goldberg. I don't know why, man. You people are a little perverted here. Let's check this out. This thing is sealed. Oh, it smells like a beach ball. What is this? Vinyl plastic repair kit. Wow, so we could actually like blow it up with a screwdriver and then patch it up and like kill him again. Yeah, this is it's supposed to be a vinyl repair kit, and honestly, all it looks like is Scotch tape. The back of it. Yeah, that's the back of it. We're not going to draw this out. I know there's people that do unboxings, and it'll take them like 25 minutes to unbox like a toothbrush. So let's see what this is all about. Yeah, that looks like Goldberg. Yeah. I'm going to beat Roman Reigns for the championship, just like I beat Bray Wyatt. You're not going to do anything about it, you marks. That's my Goldberg impersonation. Look, it's even got hands. Look, it's even got Goldberg hands. What is this thing? All right. I don't know about this thing. All right, so this is what it looks like. Okay, the good news is that the blow-up area is in the ass. So I'm going to blow his ass. But this is awfully like, first of all, it looks yellow. It looks yellow. Look at, I don't know, man. Let's try to blow. Look, honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to blow this up tonight. We'll try the toothpaste, though. I'll give it a shot. Now, because I'm doing it from behind, if this is like the scene from Airplane and suddenly this Goldberg has like a big grin on his face, let me know so I could just cut it to pieces before I do anything. So I'm going to try this. I'm sorry for my audio-only friends out there that are just going to hear me blowing up a doll, but I'll give this a couple of puffs. If this feels like it's going to take forever to blow up, then we'll just hold this off. I'll get from Amazon one of those like $5 pumps. I'll get it overnighted. We'll blow this thing up, and then Saturday night I'll have the thing already inflated, and then we'll do what we got to do. Let's see what happens here. Ugh. I know with that, like blowing up like one of those beach balls, that plastic taste. I'm blowing it up from behind. Oh my God, there's two. Let's blow the head up first. I think you got to expand it a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. wasn't too bad. What is that? This is the bottom part. I guess that's the bottom part. Is there like more than one area to blow up? All right, I'm going in, everybody. Hopefully he doesn't have hemorrhoids. It's not blowing. Maybe I got to pull the plastic apart. Like I said, if this takes me more than a minute or two, we'll just hold it off to Saturday. It's not blowing. I'm pushing air in it. Is there anything? This is not a life-saving device. Do not leave child unattended while in use. I'm blowing and it's not filling up. I may have to use a pump. Oh, wait a minute. There's a pouch over here. Let's try it again. Something is blocking it. I don't know what it is. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I got to puncture it with a screwdriver. I don't want to mess it up. Let me read these instructions really quick. First, fill base with water. Oh, I was supposed to put water on the bottom instead of air. Okay, that's where I screwed up already. Inflate by first pinching air valve at its base with your fingers while blowing it. Okay, so I got to pinch the thing. Don't laugh, Goldberg. It's actually blowing up a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to blow this up today. I'll do a little bit more. All right, we'll blow it up Saturday. I'm getting lightheaded already. I will inflate this Saturday. We'll have it all ready. You know what we can do, though? Let's do this. Let me get a screwdriver. Maybe we could, let's see what this thing sounds like. You know what? We should make sure it works first, right? I'm removing the screw. We'll put the batteries in there and hear what this thing sounds like. Because if this thing works, then it's, or if it doesn't work, then it's not even worth blowing that crap up. So let's just put the batteries in. Okay. We got it open. So 3 AA batteries. Then we'll do the toothpaste next. Okay. 3 AA batteries are in.
This is Goldberg. I'm gonna rip you up.
Do you hear that? Oh my God, he sounds like he's taking a shit. What's with this stuff? Oh my God, it sounds like he's taking a shit. Oh my God, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like he's having sex. Listen to this.
I'm gonna rip you apart.
Wait.
Is that all you got? Ow.
Ow?
I'm gonna rip you apart. Is that all you got? Ow. I'm gonna rip you apart.
That's all it says?
Is that all you got? Ow.
Ow.
I'm gonna rip you apart.
Shut up.
Is that all you got? Ow.
Oh yeah, you just touch it, look.
I'm gonna rip you apart. Is that all you got? Ow. I'm gonna rip you apart.
I'm telling you, I don't know if he's taking a shit or if he's just pumping someone.
I'm gonna rip you apart.
Seriously.
Is that all you got?
What the hell is that? Oh man, now we got to get the WWF ones. Can you picture Undertaker? Rest in peace.
Ah. Is that all you got? Ah. Ow.
Ow.
I'm gonna rip you apart. Ah.
No, you are. No, you're not. Wow, we just gave him more airtime than he fucking had matches, length matches. It's like a sex doll. Seriously. You know what I'll do Saturday? Instead of punching it, I literally just get up and go, Deesh. Is that all you got? Deesh. Seriously. I'm going to go like this. This is Goldberg. I'm going to go like this. Deesh.
I'm gonna rip you apart.
Deesh.
Ah. Is that all you got? Ah. Ow. I'm gonna rip you apart.
That's not how I have sex, by the way. Yeah, then after we're done, then we go take a shower. And we use the Steve Austin soap. Look at this one. I didn't even do this one yet. It says, pick up the soap. Now what, jackass? You think they could sell this in 2021? Look at the catchphrase. Pick up the soap. Now, pick up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not now what. It's pick up the soap. What? Pick up the soap. What? How did we end up doing this stuff? I don't remember who's the first person that sent me a dare, but let's whip this open. Let's just get it over with. This is what we're going to do. We're at an hour and 11 minutes. I'm going to open this up. We're going to taste it. I'm prepared if it's bad. And then we'll take calls for like 40 minutes. That's a lot of calls. We'll go to 2 hours and then we'll be done. All right. I tell you, man, this is actually pretty cool. They give you the little WCW ring and the toothpaste sits right on top of it. This is Goldberg WCW toothpaste. I actually like this, for real. You know? That's pretty cool. All right, this is, I actually got a picture of it. Hold on. I took a picture of it earlier. That's what it looks like. Let me see if I can enlarge this. Can I enlarge this? Yeah, I can. All right. It's Wild Smile toothpaste.
This is Goldberg. I'm gonna rip you apart.
Ah! I don't know, man. That's a little creepy. Too sexual for my taste. All right. Wild Smile Goldberg toothpaste. It's bubblegum flavor. This was made in 2000. So this toothpaste is almost 22 years old. I tell you, they give you a lot. This is pretty heavy for this bottle of toothpaste. It's bubblegum flavor. The ingredients: sodium monofluorophosphate. Other ingredients: sorbitol. Okay. Hydrolyzed silica, purified water, PEG number 6, which I don't think they put in ingredients anymore. Cellulose gum, sodium spectrum. I can't read too well. My eyesight's not the greatest. This product contains no sugar. Okay. All right, well, let's open it up. Let's see what happens. All right, open it up. No protective coating, by the way. No protective coating. Wait a minute. The Tylenol deaths was 1982. How does this have like no foil opening? It's blue. But wait a minute. Well, actually, the label says it looks blue also. See that? It looks like Crest toothpaste. You know what? I have a cup over here. So let me just push a little out. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. It doesn't smell. I don't know what the hell it smells like. Like you look at the blue, you expect it to be minty. It does not smell like bubble gum. Oh, what's that? I was told that if your tongue gets numb or if it burns, then that means no good. So it doesn't taste like bubble gum. I don't know what the hell it tastes like. don't know. I don't like this, to be honest with you. Look. All right. You see, look, I'll put. I know it's toothpaste and you're not supposed to eat toothpaste, but I don't know, man. It doesn't taste like bubble gum. I don't know what the hell it tastes like. It smells like mint. It's got no sugar in it. Take a little more. Yeah, see? All right. Oh, no. I'll tell you one thing about it. You probably could brush your teeth with it still. You know, Listerine kills like 1 million like bacteria things. Whatever was floating in that thing, trust me, it just killed it. So.
This is Goldberg. I'm gonna rip you
Shut up. All right, so this, honestly, I think you could still brush your teeth with this, but it doesn't taste like bubble gum. Believe it or not, I'm not kidding. It tastes like this. It tastes like Listerine, just not that real potent. It's I don't think it's bad. It just, I don't know what Eric Bischoff tastes like, C-Med, but not impressed. Now, obviously, I don't think anybody wants this bottle, but I tell you, it actually looks pretty cool like this, though. It really does. But if I put it all the way back there, nobody's going to be able to even see what this is. So I'm going to probably just chuck it, throw it out. But I tell you, nice little setup with the little ring. Seriously. So, all right. I tell you, my tongue is not burning. It tastes like Listerine. Because I said it tastes like a little minty. This definitely doesn't taste. You know what the funny thing is? If you look at all the ingredients, none of these ingredients would even allude to tasting like bubble gum. I don't know where they came, and it says the bubble gum is even with blue. I don't know. Wild Smile. So now, if anybody, I didn't tell you all. A couple of you out there asked me for my P.O. box address. Someone is sending me Vanilla Ice gum from 1991. Someone is sending me Buff Bagwell hot sauce. And the back of the bottle is one of the funniest things. It talks about how Buff Bagwell is proud to be part of the white NWO. But the way they wrote it, it's like whoever wrote it, poor grammar. I don't know if I'm going to try the Buff Bagwell hot sauce because 22-year-old hot sauce, and I'm not even a fan of hot sauce. I'm waiting on someone that was supposed to send me Ultimate Warrior cereal from 1991. And I said, even if it tastes like paper, as long as it doesn't taste rotten, I'll put a little milk on it and we'll try the cereal too. And people are telling me, no, don't open it. It's worth a lot of money. So we got a few things coming. Look, I don't give a shit. If we're having fun, if you get a good laugh out of it, I'm not making myself to be like an idiot or a guinea pig. It's just like, hey, there's still this stuff left over from years past. Let's try it out. Let's see if it's still good. I mean, obviously, if I open up something and it looks like the inside of like a 95-year-old woman's crotch, I'm not going to try it. But if it smells like it's not rotten and it doesn't taste like it burns, I'll give it a shot. I don't care. So, yeah. All right. So there you go. I will tonight, after the show is over, I will go on Amazon and I will order one of those inflatable pumps. It could be shipped to me tomorrow or it could be shipped to me Saturday. I will have it in time for Saturday night. So Saturday night, I'll have the rest of that blown up. We'll punch it a couple of times and then I'll just take this.
This is Goldberg. I'm gonna rip you
Canyon's Dark Side of the Ring documentary was tonight. I don't have it in front of me. What's up, Lee? Thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. I'll answer the rest of your super chats in 1 minute. All I want to say is Chris Canyon's Dark Side of the Ring aired tonight. I have not watched it yet, obviously. I don't know how it's going to be portrayed. I will tell you this. The fact that the Young Bucks are in it, who they were friends with, towards the final years that Karrion was with us, I expect this to be a positive story for Karrion, but a tragic one because of depression and because of him with his sexuality. And I think at the end, Chris Karrion will come off beloved even more. Anybody that goes back with me to 1997, you have heard me tell the stories to death even before we lost Chris Karrion. I had the opportunity to hang out with him a couple of times in high school. And I went to St. Francis Prep, and the rivalry at that time was McClancy, Malloy, and St. Francis Prep. Bitter rivalry. And when I went to grammar school and I was in junior high and I took the SATs, I don't know if it's the same now, but when you take the test, you choose your 3 schools that you want to apply for. Your first choice, second choice, third choice. And on my list, it was St. Francis Prep, McClancy, and Malloy. I didn't want to go to McClancy or Malloy because I did not want to go to an all-boys school. So when I made all 3, I chose St. Francis Prep. But back then, they had these bitter rivalries with basketball and with football. If you remember the famous basketball player, Kenny Anderson actually was, I think, 1 year older than me or 2. And you had to see the heated rivalries at that time. Chris Karrion was 1 grade above me, and I always remember this story. And I've been telling this story, like I said, for 24 years. One time, there was a threat going around that either McClancy or Malloy was going to try to blow up the prep bus, blow up the bus. And there was some incident that happened by a bus stop. I think it was 73rd Avenue in Fresh Meadows, Queens. And what ended up happening was everybody, now there was no social media at this time. We're talking the mid 80s now. And everybody found out that at like 4 o'clock or 3:30, everybody was going to Cunningham Park because a bunch of guys were going to be fighting. And there was going to be people there from McClancy, Malloy, and obviously Prep. So we all took the walk down to Cunningham Park, which is not an easy walk. If you go on Google Maps and look up St. Francis Prep, Fresh Meadows, New York, and you see it on the screen, you'll see this long road with nothing but bushes. And you go down this long road and you get to like 73rd Avenue, and then you see Cunningham Park. It takes probably about a half an hour at minimum to walk it. So everybody with their books, we all walk to Cunningham Park, and everybody is there. Everybody's waiting to see this big fight go down between the schools. And everybody ended up smoking weed. I don't remember if there was beer or not, but everybody was smoking weed, hanging out, and everybody got along. And Karrion was there and a bunch of others. I mean, a lot of people are on all the sports teams were there. Everybody hung out. Everybody hung out, had a great time. I met Karrion, I'd say 3 or 4 times when I was in school. And, I'm not going to lie. I don't remember anything specific about him, but I will tell you that everybody that we met through the schools were pretty cool. So, that was my earliest memory of him. Then when you get into wrestling, because my high school yearbook, I'll take it out of storage one day and show you. My high school yearbook, when all my friends were writing stuff in the book, right under my picture, somebody wrote, most likely to become wrestling champion or own a whorehouse. That's what somebody wrote. Imagine my mom looking at my high school yearbook, and it says most likely to either become a wrestling champion or own a whorehouse. So, yeah. But that's true. And I'll show you the book. I have the book still. And it's just stored. I could pull it out anytime I want. Oh, they had heated rivalries back then. People took their shit mega seriously back then. Especially you didn't have social media. Everything was settled like at the park. You know, it was just very different back then. But once I graduated high school, and now we're getting into the 90s, and you started hearing rumblings about local people getting into wrestling. And then we heard about Chris Karrion, getting into WCW. It was pretty freaking cool. Chris Karrion lived, if I remember correctly, lived in Sunnyside, Queens, New York. Sunnyside, Queens, New York is about maybe 10 minutes away from the Elks Lodge where ECW used to have their shows on Queens Boulevard. Sunnyside, New York is not that far from where I used to live. Maybe about a 15-minute drive. So Chris Karrion lived, within 10, 15 minutes of my house. When we heard that, he made it to WCW, holy shit, it was pretty cool. So, yeah, but anyway, so now we're at an hour and 26 minutes. So we'll take about 35 minutes of calls. I will open the phone lines. Before I do that, let me just shout out a couple of super chats if you don't mind. Joe Maggie, this is from last night though, but he was at AEW, loved it. And a lot of people were showing love to Green Hook. It's fine. Tomorrow's Rampage looks like a really fun show. I will say that. Thank you again, Ray Guns 101, for the super chat and the support. I appreciate it. If you all loving tonight's show, hit that thumbs up. It does help. The more you do that, I mean, obviously you can only do it once, but the more people that do that, the more, YouTube is inclined to recommend the episode to others. And you'd be surprised, it's still cool after all these years to have people say, oh, I just found out about your show. And I'm like, after 25 years? Oh, Rye Baker. I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to blowing that thing up. Seriously. I'm going to just punch it. But seriously, if I can, I'm going to grab it from behind. It's going to look like the scene from Titanic. I'm going to grab him from behind and go like this. Is that all you got? It'll be rated G, I promise. Lee says I cracked him up and his wifey too. I'm glad. I ain't no pro. It's an escape for me too. We're just having some fun tonight. It's a Thursday night. The week is almost over. As far as us being wrestling fans, another excellent week in wrestling. And, I will never apologize for trying to look at more the positive side of things and not getting caught in that negative shit because it's so much more fun that way. Seriously, you'd think, I'm being honest for a minute. You think those 20,000 fans yesterday had WWE on the brain? You think that they just wanted to yell and scream, fuck you, Vince? And some people had some signs, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But they were there just loving AEW. There's a big difference between loving AEW and hating WWE. Last night, those fans were loving AEW. And when you go home extremely happy, you go home happy because you just got to see a great show, not because you saw a bad show from the promotion that you don't like. So, in Crazy Cruiserweight, the only sheep are diehard AEW fans. I'll be honest with you, Cruiserweight. A majority of AEW fans are not wackos. Just like Ring of Honor back in the day. Ring of Honor, I mean, we used to go off on the fanboys. But it was always a very small percentage of the crowd. Look, you look at that crowd last night, and believe me when I tell you, a majority of them, just like AEW, they're not looking to, crack the insults. Yes, no question, Cruiserweight, there are some doozies online. I give him A for effort. I don't want to out his name. Honestly, I can't remember his name right now. But now when I mention this, you'll go out and see that. Some podcast did a tale of the tape of Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega. Tale of the tape. And they dissected like how many kicks, how many punches, how many submission moves, how many reversals, how many 2 counts, how many this. And I saw the one and I'm like, all right, look, if you enjoyed it that much, cool. Until I saw that there was a second breakdown and a third breakdown and a fourth breakdown. I am not kidding. They did 4 pictures of all. They broke it down to like 60 categories. A predetermined, orchestrated, and I'm not trying to rip the match, but I'm just saying they're breaking it down as if it was real. And yes, when you get suspended disbelief that much, that's when wrestling is at its greatest. No question. But they're breaking it down into like 60 or 70 categories. And this was entertainment. And I just thought that, that's a little bit like you got a little bit too much free time on your hands. But then again, if their fan base and their friend base, if that's how they like to look at it, I can't rip it. But not everybody is a whack job cruiserweight. And that's why when I say, the moron that said Eddie Guerrero was a B+ player, the moron that said some of the things they said yesterday about, breaking it down, the morons that laughed about the guy that was crying when CM Punk made his debut in AEW, those are the people that want the attention. So when people comment about those people, they're not as bad as the original person who wrote the dumb shit, but they're just as guilty because they're using some moron's comment to get attention to themselves. So now you got 2 whack jobs bringing attention onto themselves. You got to ignore those people. Seriously, you got to ignore them. My favorite is? My favorite is that when you have whack jobs out there that say some outrageous stuff and people repost it, but they cross out the person's login name. And, the funny thing about it is, and a lot of people don't realize this, is that the reason why a lot of people cross out the login name is because the original post is not real. They'll actually create a post and then they'll scribble out the login name and the picture so you see none of that. And you have no idea who originally wrote the post. If somebody angers you that much and says something that outrageous, why would you hide their name? You'd be surprised how many people create the post, censor out the name, so you don't see that they're the originator or the creator post, and then they write online, look how crazy this person is. Can you believe what this person said? They created the fire, and they're trying to put out the fire. That's how the sausage is made. Some very, very weird people out there, everybody. Very weird people. So anyway, let's throw this up here. So for everyone out there, that obviously, wherever you're checking out the show live right now, there is a video in front of you, so you could see those phone numbers. But if you're just chilling and you're not looking at the video screen and you have your eyes closed and you're just listening to the show, then I will read you the phone numbers. 225-366-8669, which is 225-DON-TONY. Or you could call toll-free 833-366-8686. We are at exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes, so we will take calls for half an hour, and we will get out of here. Right now it's 11:42 a.m., so right around 12:15. 11:42 a.m., 11:42 p.m. I wish it was a.m., but so we'll take calls for a half hour. Let me take this Do Not Disturb off. Whatever's on your mind. I know a few people wanted to call in who were at AEW yesterday. They wanted to give some thoughts. if you experienced a lot of funk yesterday, you're more than welcome to call in as well. Good evening, you're on. Who's this?
Hey, this is Rams fan.
Hey, Rams fan, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Good.
Hey,
good.
my first question tonight, and if anybody, I don't know if anybody's going to pay attention to this call, but if anybody in the chat can answer, when they watch Dark Side of the Ring, does anybody actually watch it on Vice, or do they watch it online? Because I'm like one of those people. I'm not going to pay extra for Vice.
Right.
It's a premium channel. I'm not going to just pay for Dark Side, and it's really easy to find it online. And could that also be a reason why their viewership didn't get very well?
Absolutely.
It wasn't very well last week because they put it out for free.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. The reason why I still call it the lowest rated episode yet, and I don't put any special circumstances around that, is because of this. For the first 2.5 seasons, anybody who had Vice watched it on Vice. So I don't think we had this overwhelming number of people that are no longer subscribed to Vice that were a couple of months ago. So I think you have the same number of subscribers that already have Vice that just chose not to watch it first run. But I do also agree with you that I think a lot more people now will wait and see what people are saying. Is it must see, or is it, and then they'll make a decision. I mean, it would not surprise me if Canyon's episodes numbers are even lower. And it's nothing against Karrion, but there is no like really spicy side of Karrion where he was a dominatrix somewhere. And this is about a guy who really was truly a good guy and had so many, issues, the way he was looked at, the way he was judged, the way he would have to hide, the way he would this, and that. And it's an inspirational and sad story at the same time. That's not sexy in a lot of people's eyes. So I think for a lot of people, all right, I'm not going to, run out Thursday night to watch it on Vice, but it's on YouTube. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it over the weekend or something like that. And Vice is smart to put it on YouTube because they do get ad revenue. But no, but as far as the numbers on Vice, I think you have the same number of subscribers, if not more, that already had Vice. Like if you had Vice before, you probably still have Vice now. So there wasn't this big exodus of Vice subscribers in the last 6 months, and that's why the number was low.
Okay, and then I got another question. And this is like a TNA Wrestling AEW question.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to turn the chat with this one. So I've been thinking a lot lately. And I made this comment last night in the chat section. I chalk up AEW haters, like not all, but I would say probably about 70% of them are the same people that hated TNA. And I'm not talking about Impact Wrestling. That's dead as a doornail, right? I don't watch Impact Wrestling. I'm talking about TNA, like 2002 to 2015, whatever that was. And I don't know. It seems like a lot of people in AEW, I have a feeling they don't pay for a lot of the shows. Like they don't pay for the pay-per-views. They watch it online. They don't pay for TNT. They watch it online. They don't, like I'm a guy that has streaming and I have cable. I mean, I must be rich or something, but I can afford to do both. And I also get the pay-per-views. But I get a lot of that TNA hate from people. Like, I feel like they don't even want to give it a chance. Like, they're just so quick to hate it. And they're like, would you say TNA probably ruined that for everybody? Like, to give wrestling companies a chance because of Dixie's mistakes and everything?
No, not in the sense of AEW, but it sends mixed messages sometimes because when Cody takes the sledgehammer and, I don't know if there's this bitter mistreatment by Triple H towards Cody or not, but you send that message and then you do interviews. We're not really in competition with WWE. And then you have one of their wrestlers cut a promo scathing against WWE. And then you got them, there's a lot of mixed messages. And I think where they get it wrong is little things that Dixie used to do. And this is why, like I said before, Tony Khan got away with one. That a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when they teased this major announcement on social media, and then it ended up that they were going to Jacksonville, and then they got a lot of lashback from it, and people were calling him Jacksonville, Dixie. And he acted on social media. He's like, hey, AEW social media account, we're better than that. You can't make so. He's the one that threw that out there because everything passes through his desk. He knew that announcement was being put out there. So now you see it also. A couple of days ago, Tony Khan says, well, I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. Why even say it? You know what I mean? Like, it's just little things that it just comes across that, you know, I think the reason why you got this real core of people that are so pro AEW that they got to find a reason to shit on WWE is because they're very insecure about AEW. They can't just say, hey guys, hey friends, you got to tune into AEW tonight. You can't just say that. No, they got to say, oh, what are you, crazy? How do you not watch it? WWE sucks. It's this, it's that. Look what Vince is doing. And look at all the releases. Like, they got to give you 1,000 reasons why not to watch WWE, but to watch AEW. So it turns off a lot of people. And I do know quite a few people that just don't like AEW. You know, CM Punk and the American Dragon, and when Sami Zayn was in Ring of Honor, I mean, there was some epic Ring of Honor battles out there, and they still only drew 700.
Yeah.
The only time they drew big was WrestleMania weekends.
I just get the same feeling like with the TNA thing, because I paid for TNA. I was one of the couple of tens of thousands that would pay for TNA pay-per-views and stuff like that. I gave them chances after chances after chances. Just, I got fed up once Anthem and Ed Norholm and everything took over. Once it was on Access TV, I wasn't going to pay for Access TV, and you got other ways and stuff. But yeah, I'll wrap this call up real quick with just saying, appreciate the show tonight. I had a crap day, and it was good to have the show tonight to fall back on.
Oh, good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hope you're doing good.
I thank you. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Okay,
be well. Look, you know, a lot of people, you know, with storylines and feuds, you know, there's a certain formula to it that is extremely popular. And TNA back in the day would hotshot a lot of stuff. And some of the storylines were not all that spectacular. And I think AEW's got to really focus on building some long-term storylines that, like I said yesterday, last a month or 2 months, but not because somebody's been off TV for a third of the time, but every week there should be some progression. I mean, look, Ruby Soho, and Britt Baker. Where does that go now? If you pay attention to AEW's track record, more times than not, Ruby Soho will end up going on to someone else, and Britt Baker will end up going on to someone else. And this is not going to be a feud that's going to last 2-3 months. Just because you have one loss doesn't mean, okay, who's next? That's why I thought CM Punk and Darby Allin, maybe you extend that feud another month. Why have CM Punk come out and cut a promo 3 days later and says, oh, who next? What's next for CM Punk? Why be so quick to move on to Darby Allin? If Darby Allin's one of the biggest reasons why you decided to go to AEW in storyline, why would you move on so quickly? I don't know. I think AEW's got to focus more on the storyline side of things and not just say, hey, what match could we put on tonight that'll get us a ton of attention? Right? I think a lot of people agree with me with that. Good evening, you're on. Who's this? Hello? All right, we lost him. Doo-doo-doo. 833-366-8686. 225-366-8669. Want to call in? Kareem says, Punk won, Darby lost. What else? How many times did Edge and John Cena fight each other? How many times did Randy Orton and John Cena fight each other? You look back at the annals of history. What is some of John Cena's greatest feuds? Imagine if they only had one match and then moved on to someone else. They need to focus more on that. Jericho and MJF was fine, but, you know, it just felt like, okay, you know, like, now what? So, all right, let me take this do not disturb off. We'll take a few more calls. All right, hang on a second. There we go. Hey, you're on. Who's this? Going once. Going twice. Last chance. Gone. I see the two numbers that just called in are New York, not same area code. We're getting some horrible weather right now in New York. They were worried about floods and everything again. So it could be problems with phone lines, but we'll see. So let me take this off Do Not Disturb. I got to change the software. I've been wanting to do that for a couple of months, but when you have shows multiple times a week, you don't have too much time to like revamp and reinstall things like that. That's why I was surprised I was able to get Penis Nose on Monday. So, all right. So I just removed the Do Not Disturb. If you want to call in, you got 15 minutes left. Otherwise, we're going to call it. I like rain, Stoney. It relaxes me, but I don't like it when sometimes it leaks through my door and shit gets wet on the floor. All right. Oh, somebody left a voicemail. See, somebody with Colorado area code just left a text message. So I don't know, people having like a hard time like getting through. Let me reset this. See, voicemail from 518. So something, I don't know. I don't want to reveal the numbers, but you see voicemail alerts popping up. Yeah, a voicemail from 408. So let me reset this. Now voicemail from 347. A voicemail from 240. What the hell's going on? Might have some problems. Rams fan trying to get through. So you know what? Let me do this. Let me see. Let me reset this. I apologize, everyone. Like I said, you know, I was a little nervous tonight about, see, somebody from Australia tried to call in. Wow, I feel terrible. Hold on. Let me try to reset this. Not easy to do on the fly, especially when you don't have anybody doing production, but let me see if I could do something here. Settings. Take this off. Wow. All right. I'm going to close the program. Now we're going to restart it. Here we go. Okay, now it works. Good evening. You're on. Who's this?
There we go.
Yep.
It's Lee.
I think people were thinking I was lying, like, he's got nobody calling in. He's just fibbing. No, I was like seeing all these voices. I'm like, oh my God, I feel bad. Oh, what's going on?
What's up, man?
No, not much. Not much.
So I want to answer that one question that listener brought up about how folks are checking out Vice. I know for me, I used to have cable, and I had cut it because everybody knows, like, the prices are just ridiculous.
Yes.
So I'm going with Pluto TV now. I don't know if you ever heard of that, DT.
I've heard of it. I mean, I use YouTube TV right now. I used to have Spectrum Time Warner cable. I was going to get Verizon Fios, but I found that YouTube TV wasn't bad. I mean, they have Sling that I had used for a while. I mean, there's a couple of different options out there. But, you know, it's just, I don't blame anybody for cutting the cord. I mean, the prices are crazy. I mean, I don't know how much you used to pay for cable, but I used to pay like $220. I hardly watched any channels, maybe like 5 different channels. But because, you know, they purposely do it, like they'll put one channel in one package and one channel in another, so you got to buy both packages. But, so you watch Vice mostly on YouTube then? Did we just lose him? I think we might have just lost him. Damn, there's something's going on with the phone lines right now, and I sincerely apologize. Let me see, because let's see how this goes. Hey, you're on. Who's this? Huh. Very, very strange. Callie, what's going on? Here we go. Hey, what's up?
Callie, what's going on? Hello?
Hey.
Here we go. Is this DT?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Finally. This is Alex. How you doing?
Hey, Alex. Good. Can't complain.
Yeah, that was 408, just to make sure. I seriously apologize.
No, that's cool. What's going on?
Nothing. Now I'm a dad as a puppy. I got myself a puppy 2 days now.
Nice. What kind?
You know those little brown furry stuff? If they're not chihuahuas, but
Yeah.
they're small dogs.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Furry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. I mean, it'll be, you'll have a little bit of work on your hands. I mean, they'll keep you busy, but
Yeah.
you'll get attached to. Is it he or she?
It's a he.
Yeah, so you'll get attached to him like this in no time. So. Yeah.
He's a puppy.
Cool. Very cool.
Two questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
Number one is the WWE icon, or what the hell is going on with the WWE icon? They haven't given the recent episode with Lex Luger. They were supposed to do it in 4th of July, and unfortunately that didn't happen. I didn't know what was going on. So, I mean, is there any other news going on with WWE icon? Because there's only 2 episodes left.
Right. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people have DM'd me, emailed me, and said, what's going on with the icons? There's been no explanation given. There's been no controversy with Lex Luger. I didn't see anything as far as Vice episodes where, they were preparing themselves for a little bit of controversy with Lex Luger. I mean, there's nothing. The only thing that someone had said to me about a month ago is that WWE may have held back because he's going in the Hall of Fame next year, and they wanted it to be more towards Hall of Fame time, but that's an awfully long time to keep 2 episodes off the air. My gut feeling is by the end of October, you will see that episode. I don't think there's any explanation behind it. There's nothing that I'm aware of that forced WWE to pull it. Like, there was nothing in it that caused any controversy. So I don't know why they did that, but I have a feeling we will see it before the end of October.
Yeah, since you mentioned the Hall of Fame, I hope he comes in the Hall of Fame next year, because I hope he goes next year, because I know the story about him and the situation, Elizabeth and stuff. She could have, I think, in my opinion, I think Miss Elizabeth will probably be in the Hall of Fame legacy one day probably next year. I hope so. And since you brought up about Hall of Fame, that's my answer to the question to you. You never mentioned about the Hall of Fame legacy, about this year and last year's. They put Death to Death in there, Gary Hart, and the other pioneer wrestlers who are in it this year and last year's. What do you think about one of them in the Hall of Fame legacy?
What do I think about the legacy wing? I mean, to me, what I interpret as the legacy wing is there for too many years. One of the biggest arguments with wrestling fans is, how do you put in this person and not put in this person? All of these pioneers, how do you ignore them, but you choose this person instead? So I think what WWE's doing right now is playing catch up. I mean, Gary Hart, especially Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody, obviously, it's a tragedy that's over 30 years old, but still, it's not something where young fans are going to go out and Google it or anything like that. And they're not going to find gory things either. It's just a tragic story. I think the legacy wing is just WWE's way of putting in as many people as they can to, get them in the Hall of Fame and not have to, do tributes and stuff. I mean, look, I think Bruiser Brody's wife even said that she wasn't even invited to the Hall of Fame, which to me is just terrible. But I think they're just throwing in the names to just play catch up. I mean, Bearcat Wright, that everybody is now starting to realize is probably the reason why Keith Lee is using Bearcat now. He was put in the legacy wing, I think, in 2017. And a lot of people didn't even know that. So I like the legacy wing, because I'd rather see some of these pioneers get some recognition than no recognition. There's going to be some names that we wish would have gotten a spot on the main Hall of Fame and got a little bit of a tribute. But they're not going to do that for everybody. So you put them in the legacy wing, and now there's no argument. They're in, and that's it.
Yeah. I just want to give you my opinion of this. You probably might disagree or agree. If you disagree, I totally understand. But in my thoughts, I think WWE will put China or Miss Elizabeth or Dynamite Kid whatsoever. That probably might as well be in the Hall of Fame legacy in my thoughts, because I thought I didn't know legacy was that what you said. I thought it was a smart thing, because none of those wrestler pioneers that you just mentioned, they deserve to be Hall of Fame. I mean, Lou Thesz, it's been finally they put Lou Thesz in the Hall of Fame. But what do you think? What my opinion, what I'm just said about China and Dynamite Kid and Miss Elizabeth will probably be Miss Elizabeth, or probably, and Nancy as woman as well. I can't allow her last name. That's why
China's in with DX. I know what you're saying, like she should have an individual induction. I really believe that China will get an individual induction and not just a legacy wing. I think the more and more emphasizing on women from history, and this is how I feel. I feel like they almost experimented with China by doing a DX thing. I think now, because there wasn't a lot of controversy attached to it, I think WWE realizes we can celebrate China without having to think about, her extracurricular activities and problems in her life. So I do think that she will get a regular induction. Nancy, I think, probably would be legacy, and she definitely needs to go in. It's not even a question. It's not her fault that she was murdered, and she'll go in for sure. And Miss Elizabeth, she definitely will go in also. Miss Elizabeth is too beloved, even though she was not a perfect person and she had her demons, and everybody does not want to look at Miss Elizabeth, as someone who had demons, but she did. That could happen to anybody. But I was just going to say that I am in total agreement with you also. Lex Luger needs to go in. And it's amazing that 20 years ago, Lex Luger was looked at as one of the most evil people in wrestling. And 20 years later, a lot of people want to see him in the Hall of Fame, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Speaking of Luger, I'm asking you, pretend you're a WWE storyteller, story writer. I will put this one dream match. I'll try to be fantasy of this. Who's gonna go over a dream match? Bobby Lashley versus Lex Luger in the Last Man Stand. Who's gonna go over and who's gonna win?
Wow.
I call Bobby Lashley as both Lex, because he is both Lex.
I'll say this: if Lex Luger could get Lashley in the torture rack, which he can, because he even got the Giant in the torture rack. I could picture Lex Luger putting Bobby Lashley in the torture rack and Bobby Lashley giving up.
So you think Luger is going to win this match?
As long as Luger, if the match was set up where Luger gets him in the torture rack, I see it. I actually could see Luger. I mean, I would have no problem with Lashley going over on top, because Lashley's one of my favorites in WWE right now. I mean, that guy, compared to a year ago, I mean, I'm really enjoying his work. I just think if those two guys went at it, I could picture the ending could be Lashley being put in the torture rack.
All right. This is the last one.
Yep.
I always bring it up, the Luger question, so many times, because how come he hasn't, when he debuted in WCW and when the Monday Night War started, how come he hasn't used the USA attire on WCW? It would have been more fucking cooler than ever. He couldn't wear that, and instead of wearing black tights and regular clothes that he wear in WCW during the early nights, how come he hasn't used the USA attire? Because I was a fan of it.
I was too, but in the WWF, they made him more of like a gimmick, a character. They had to put a mirror in front of him. Then they, made the USA, and they did that because, early 90s, 93 is right after the first, Gulf War. and he body slammed Yokozuna on the Intrepid, so it was very patriotic. They turned him into a baby face. They did the Lex Luger tour bus. They had USA all over it. So Lex Luger was more of like a walking American flag. When he went to WCW, he wasn't a walking American flag. They wanted him to be the total package. They wanted him to be the Lex Luger that got him so popular in WCW and the NWA. So they didn't want to continue the USA gimmick because they did. It's not that WCW was against the USA. They wanted Lex Luger to be the total package, not Mr. USA.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
I wish that they can use that. I don't want to talk about Bischoff because as a person, I hate his guts. It's just my positive opinion. So, anyways, thanks for the question.
Ah, much love. You're very welcome.
All right. You take care.
You too. Have a good weekend. Be well.
You too. All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Somebody said, well, Hacksaw Jim Duggan was using that too. Well, so was the Patriot and a bunch of other people. It wasn't just one person doing USA. It's just, Lex Luger, was the total package. They didn't use the total package in WWE. I don't even think they could because that was a WCW trademark. So, good evening. You're on. Who's this?
Hi, this is C-Med.
Hey, C-Med. What's going on?
How you doing?
Good. Pretty good.
I was just wondering if you thought that Brock Lesnar was going to take the title off Roman.
Boy, I joked with Mish about this, and I'm thinking about it more and more, and I have a feeling that Brock Lesnar, his match with Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia might be the only match that he has against Roman Reigns in the very near future. And I think that there's a very good chance that Brock Lesnar could end up going to Raw and may not even have a feud with Roman Reigns. I get that feeling. I mean, the draft is next week. So in a week, we will know where Brock Lesnar goes. But I think the fact that they kept Brock Lesnar for Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia is they want that match to be unique. Obviously, the Prince is paying big money for it, but that gives me the thinking that Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns as a feud is not in the immediate cards. If he gets drafted to Raw, you don't need to go any further in the storyline with Paul Heyman. So I think we got to get through the draft and see what happens with Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar stays on SmackDown, then there is a very good chance that he could take the title off of Roman Reigns. It'd be an interesting dynamic because Brock Lesnar has been, a big-time heel for the most part the past bunch of years, and a lot of fans were very upset at how light his schedule was. So now he comes in, as a babyface. That's a different dynamic. And the only thing I don't want to see happen is if Brock does beat Roman Reigns for the belt, I don't want it to be a 30-second match. Yeah, I want it to be a flat-out war.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, it's possible.
So my choice, I knew Brock was going to go after Roman eventually, but for Roman's title reign, to end, it would be perfectly for The Rock.
I said that Tuesday on Patreon with Mish. Somebody asked on Tuesday to us, who do we think is going to take the title off? And I said, if Roman takes on The Rock at WrestleMania and The Rock is going to stick around for a little while, I could see The Rock beating Roman Reigns for the title. I love that idea. I know he's going to be a part-time guy for a short period of time, but
because it's the Great One versus the Tribal Chief.
Yeah,
that's my dream match right there. The Great One, because I've always loved The Rock since the Attitude Era, since early 2000s. I love The Rock. And I can see him going after that title, especially with his cousin, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and don't forget that last week Roman Reigns used the rock bottom. So
He did?
yeah, oh yeah, he used it, and so did Becky Lynch. And I think Becky is gonna.
I know Becky Lynch did, but
Yeah,
I didn't know
Roman Reigns used the rock bottom.
The rock bottom.
He nailed the rock
What?
bottom once last week. Yep, he did. A lot of people didn't notice it.
What show was that?
It was last Friday. No, it was on Monday. No, it was Monday. He did the rock bottom during the match on Monday. I don't remember if he.
Wow, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I posted it on Twitter on Monday night. I said in 3 days we got Becky Lynch who did it, and Roman Reigns. Somebody saying Uranagi, but you know everybody that looked at it said it looked like he did the rock bottom. So.
And DT, I'm loving your back wall.
Oh, thank you.
I love the Roddy Piper and Undertaker. Those are my favorite two picks.
Yeah.
My favorite two picks in the background.
Yeah, I was going to rotate it every couple of months, but it's not easy the way that they're taped up and everything. And honestly, like I'll move one picture once in a while, but, you know, I don't, you know, they're going to stay up for the foreseeable future. I'm not taking them down.
I don't mind at all.
Yeah. Like
my mom is a big Roddy Piper fan, and I'm a big Undertaker fan.
Yeah. I did. Roddy Piper's in my top 10 favorites of all time. So he, you know, I even have. You can't really see it right now, but his "They Live" poster is above it. So it's. I don't remember where. Yeah, it's right above Becky Lynch. It's right next to Becky Lynch. But yeah, Piper's awesome.
I have a question also. This Grand Slam, was it pre-recorded, the AEW?
No, yesterday was live. Rampage was pre-recorded last night after Dynamite went off the air.
Oh, because I missed it.
Yeah. In fact,
I completely missed it.
Yeah.
Did Punk fight?
He fought against Hobbs. It'll be shown tomorrow on TV.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I saw the spoilers. I'm not going to give anything away here, but it looks like a solid show. I don't think anybody's going to have any problem with the show they see tomorrow. And they get a surprise too. So.
All right.
Much love, my friend. Have a good weekend.
All right. Always good talking to you, DJ.
Same here. Be well. Take care.
All right.
You know, I wanted to mention everybody. I started saying it at the beginning of the show tonight, and I got sidetracked. Yesterday, when we did the recap, I said that a bunch of people had invited me to get together Friday for Rampage. Some of them heard the show while I was live yesterday and emailed me and said, no, DT, we're having this big watch party in Forest Hills, Queens. We were going to hang out there. Then a bunch of you who heard me say that yesterday, that, hey, maybe I'll go check out Rampage after all. And a lot of you like DT, they actually recorded it Wednesday night. And a lot of people were not aware that they were recording Rampage last night. It's pre-taped. Because remember, last week, we were all confused, like, wait, Rampage starts at 10 o'clock. There's no way Arthur Ashe Stadium was going to start Rampage at 10 and finish at 12. And by the time everybody's out of that building, it's 2, 3 a.m. They're not doing it. And if they're not. But it would have been funny as hell if I would have went to Arthur Ashe Stadium Friday and be like, wow, there's like nobody in the parking lot. I guess everybody did know I was coming. You know, but yeah, few people told me yesterday, no, we're not, it's not at Arthur Ashe. We're going to have this, they have a little theater that they were actually going to be showing Rampage, and they were going to have food and stuff like that. So thank God people cleared it up for me, because if I seriously was thinking about, I mean, I'm sure between last night and Friday night, I'd have enough of you out there to say to me, DT, it's already recorded. As soon as I got up overnight and saw spoilers, I was like, oh, okay. So it's not live. So, but Rampage, it looks like a solid show. Ratings wise, I expect a nice rebound in the ratings, but remember, tomorrow is going to be the abnormality. You're doing a 2-hour Rampage instead of 1 hour. And you're doing some big time matches, that you normally would not have on a Friday night. So even if the rating tomorrow jumps up to 816,000, next week, it's probably going to drop back down into the sixes. And that should not be looked at as a negative thing. Friday night, 10 p.m. is not a great night for wrestling. So we got to accept the fact that their average rating should be somewhere between 550 and 750. And some of those people that are really over, hyping AEW, like I said, Bryan Alvarez is a big fan. So I get it. But to say it could be a massacre, these are the same groups that wanted it to be like 1.8 million, 1.9 million when CM Punk debuted, 2 million, and it was nowhere near that. Why? Because of what I said. A majority of CM Punk fans were already AEW fans. You didn't have these hundreds of thousands of CM Punk fans that was suddenly going to start watching AEW because he was on there. CM Punk fits into AEW like a glove. So if you like CM Punk and you like his style and he fits into AEW perfectly, why would you have not been watching AEW before CM Punk got there? That's something. But again, when you see these people online overhyping this stuff, you don't notice that. You don't look at it that way. And I think that's one of the things in time. I think Tony Khan is really going to start understanding that you have some of these super fans online that have blue check marks, that have podcasts, that have blogs, that write news. And, those uber super fans are not going to look at AEW in a proper perspective. That's why, like I said, with Monday night, when you had the Bloodline versus the New Day, these same people that were saying, how do you open up Raw with that? That's terrible. It should have closed out Raw. Talking about hot-shotting stuff. And then Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega open up AEW, and these same people are like, I'm shaking right now. I'm shaking. I'm crying. This is epic. This is history. This is amazing. This is unbelievable. I feel like crying right now. I mean, that's cool if you really feel that way. But on the flip side of that, going on my knee and proposing to my fiance, that is epic, amazing, and almost made me cry. Seeing Christian return to wrestling was a fun moment, and it put a smile on my face, but I wasn't shaking and crying. And, some people, I think, I don't know. Some people who are genuine with that, I have no problem with them. But these other people out there that try to give this perspective that AEW is the greatest promotion in the last 50 years, either they really were not longtime wrestling fans, or they're just looking for something to grasp onto and to feel like they're part of. And I don't know. I think Tony Khan is smart enough to see who is way over the top with their shit. That media scrum that they did a couple of weeks ago. I mean, Tony Khan even was making some jokes like, oh, yeah, these people are fans. Maybe a little too much, So, yeah. Well, anyway, let's take one more call. Hey, you're on. Who's this?
I mean, Tony Khan even was like,
hey, what's up?
Nothing much.
Good. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? I was at the show last night.
Okay.
Yeah, parking was terrible. They didn't have it set up right. They basically was just looking at people's cars. They wasn't really checking them for the vaccination. You just showed it, and they just let you go through. So anybody could have had anything written on the card.
Yeah.
But the whole show, for me, was one of the best wrestling I've seen live since I've been going to wrestling. And I've been going to wrestling since about 88.
Okay.
And they actually, for the floor seats, they was giving away the chairs. And they didn't announce it when you bought the ticket.
No, wow. That's surprising.
So the floor seats was $250.
Okay. All right.
Usually, if you go to a WWE show and you want a floor seat with the chair, it's $500.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's one thing you got to give to AEW also. Their prices are a lot cheaper than WWE's. So, if they were charging WWE prices, maybe they don't sell 20,000 tickets yesterday. But I brought it up yesterday too. I mean, I had 24 hours to think about it since, and the level of noise in the Bryan Danielson Kenny Omega match, the last time I heard noise like that for an entire match was The Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania. I'm not saying that one match was better than the other. I'm just saying that energy from the crowd was incredible yesterday. I can't remember a WrestleMania in recent memory to hear that kind of noise. And it just came across great on TV. And some of my friends who were there that contacted me after, they said, dude, it was awesome. And everybody got their money's worth. And that's the most important thing. I didn't have some people complained about smell and a few, some, but nobody complained about, the amount of matches and the quality they were given. It's a night to remember. It's definitely a very important moment for AEW. And the good thing is, they're still a new company. So you got many more years to make even bigger memories. So I'm glad you had a good time.
Yep. Well, only one thing that pissed me off about the whole thing, they had the action figures there, but they did the dirty move. They put the autographs on the action figures, so you had to pay $100 for the action figures.
Right. Yeah. So that was their way. Like, okay, you want an action figure, no problem, but you got to buy a signed one. WWE did that once in a while when I used to go, especially in the 90s. You would go to like some of these stands and something that you wanted, they would have like a special edition of it. And I'm like, no, I just want the regular one. No, we only have the special edition. And they would be like 3-4 times the price. And you either had to buy that or you just, lost out on it. But, they were looking to generate as much revenue as possible yesterday. Arthur Ashe Stadium is not cheap. I mean, I don't know exactly how much they paid, but it is not cheap. But the fact that they were able to fill that place up, they made some good cash yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad to finally get to talk to you,
Yeah.
DC. This was Willis.
Yeah. Thank you, Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good time. Have a good night and have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.
All right. Be well. That's cool, man. That's cool. I like to hear stuff like that. Look, if anybody out there has a legitimate gripe going to a wrestling event, absolutely speak out, complain, and let everybody know why you weren't happy. But, when I hear people having a great time, it's not PC. It's what everybody should have. You should have, and you should not, your biggest enjoyment should not be based on other things being put down. And, that unfortunately seems to be a majority for a lot of people out there. But great calls tonight. So I think we're going to wrap this up. Actually, we took almost an hour's worth of calls. So I'm going to jet out of here. But don't forget, Saturday night, right here at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll talk about Rampage. I don't want to give away the surprise yet, but when you find out the surprise, you'll be like, oh, DT, awesome. Because we brought up this person's name multiple times over the last 2 months. And, oh, cool. Wow. Near Rofe, he's tuning in live right now, and I sent him one of these, the Focos, Bray Wyatt, and he lives in Israel. So not easy to ship something in Israel. So apparently it arrived today, and he's going to pick that up either today or tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. Like I say, when I do contests on the shows, I don't care if you live 5 blocks from me or 5,000 miles away. I open the contest to everybody. And you support what I do, you should not be penalized simply because you live far away. And I'm glad it arrived, man. I always try to come through with everything that I offer, but good deal. No, it's not the Blue Meanie, Harris. That I promise you. It's not the Blue Meanie. But Sam, I did get your DM. Yes, I did. And I'll take care of, what you had written to me. And everybody who DM'd me and emailed me in the last 24 hours, thank you. I read them all. Some of you I'll respond to tomorrow. But again, don't forget, Saturday night right here, 8 o'clock, we'll talk about Rampage. We'll do predictions for Extreme Rules. Expect some more stipulations to be added tomorrow. I know everybody's bitching that Reigns versus Balor is the only stipulation match right now that's been announced. They're supposed to make some more tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. And I did not forget, I am going to go on Amazon tonight before I go to sleep and buy one of these cheap pumps that I'll have delivered by Saturday. I will blow this thing up. And you know what? If the pump blows it up in like seconds, then I'll just wait until the show to actually blow it up. But we'll blow it up.
This is Goldberg.
I'm going to hump you apart Saturday. That's it. I'm going to grab Goldberg by the shoulders. Dish, dish. Is that all you got? Dish, dish. We're going to blow him. We're going to blow him up. We're going to beat him up. And then we're going to blow him up. In that particular order. We'll have a fun show Saturday. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening or day, depending on where you live. And you watch SmackDown tomorrow, enjoy it. Rampage tomorrow, enjoy it. And I'll see you again Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So one more time on the way out, if you enjoyed the show, I'd appreciate if you hit that thumbs up. If you know anyone out there that you think may enjoy the shows as well, let them know about the channel. And that's it. Yes, for people asking, I will be here Sunday night for Extreme Rules to give you a recap. I think it's going to be a better show than we expect. I don't know if it's going to be one of the more memorable pay-per-views of 2021, but I think Extreme Rules will be better than people expect. So, all right, everybody, have a great night. And, I see an Aussie guy, 90s guy. Can't end the show without giving him a shout out. He says as well, everyone hit that thumbs up. Thank you, 90s guy. Much love. Appreciate the super chat. And thank you as always for the support. And Near, let me know when you get the figure. That's awesome, man. I'm glad it arrived. So, all right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a great night. And see you all again Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Much love.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a podcaster. For me to live any other way was nuts. To me, those goody-good people who worked shitty jobs for bum paychecks and took the subway to work every day and worried about their bills were dead. I mean, they were suckers. They had no balls. If I wanted something, I just took it. I ran everything. I paid the bills. I paid the host. I even paid the masked maniac. Everybody had their hands out. Everything was for the taking. We always called each other good fellas. You would always hear from somebody. You're gonna like Don Tony. He's alright. He's a good fella. He's one of us. But if you're part of my crew, nobody ever tells you they're gonna get rid of you. It doesn't happen that way. There weren't any arguments or curses like in the movies. See, your haters come with smiles. They come as your friends, the people who've claimed they care the most for your life. And now that's all over. And that's the best part. Today everything is different. There's lots of action. I don't have to wait around for everything like everyone else. Oh, I didn't get the vaccine? Fuck you, vaccine me. Oh, your delivery guy has COVID? Fuck you, feed me. Right after I moved here, I ordered egg noodles and ketchup, and I got spaghetti with meat sauce. I'm no longer an average nobody, while they get to live the rest of their lives like a bunch of schnooks.